Good morning, good morning. What energy you got this morning. That's great. Oh my goodness. I am Brenda Small, your co-host this morning. So I'd like everyone to just calm down and take your seats. You're in for a surprise and a very inspirational morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 19th Annual Friends and Neighbors Breakfast. And we are honored and thrilled to have each of you here with us today. We hope you've enjoyed your time this morning, networking and commingling with your table hosts and your other guests. So I want to take a poll. How many of you are first-time attendees? Oh, yes, let's give a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and saying yes. I'd like to welcome Mohan Ministry.
Right here. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mohan Mistry, and I'm with Washington Hebrew Congregation. And on behalf of the congregation, we welcome you all for this breakfast event. And I was walking in this morning, I saw this is the 19th annual breakfast. And you know what? The first one in 2005, I was here, I'm still here, and really glad to see the room filled up because we had a couple years where we were not able to do this. So welcome again and enjoy your breakfast. Thank you.
We'd also like to actually thank several different groups of people who have really made all of this possible this morning. And first, our table hosts, who have filled this room to capacity for us today. Next, our board members, both present and past. Thank you for your service. Next, our current and former volunteers. Where would we be without our volunteers? Our current and former staff. Anyone who has donated to Friendship Place, we honor and we thank you. And the most important group of all, now you're all important, but we really want to honor and recognize our program participants. So we give every veteran in Friendship Place's services. Thank you for reminding us daily that homelessness can happen to anyone, and that the human spirit is infinitely resilient. So thank you. What an awesome community of people. And no wonder Friendship Place is so dynamic and actually impactful. And so those of you that are here know exactly what I'm talking about. We know you're here today because you care deeply about ending homelessness in our community. And it's truly an honor to serve you. We'd like to take another moment to recognize Mohan Ministry and his entire team here at the Washington Hebrew Congregation. They have worked with us year after year to ensure we have a beautiful and safe space and are always, always ready with your support. So again, we thank Mohan Ministry. So we are excited to present to you today an amazing program, and you'll have the opportunity to actually show how you support and can continue to provide service to so many affected by homelessness here in Washington, D.C. And you will definitely hear directly from our CEO of Friendship Place, John Michel Garrard. But now we'd like to take a moment to watch a video featuring a Friendship Place participant, Andre Brinson.
My name is Andre Brinson. My age is, I'm 54 years old. And I grew up in Washington, D.C., Southeast. I grew up in the projects, Stanton Road, Alabama, Garfield. It was very rough. I grew up in a dope infested area. You see needles on the ground, you see dope fiends walking around, their arms big from missing and all that. And from there I learned how to shoot. They used to give us like $2 to shoot them up behind the trash can and all that stuff as a young kid. So I learned that from being in the hood. Just the projects. The projects, you're gonna get into any and everything. You're gonna learn any and everything. Just what it is. You're gonna have to, because that's what you're living into. As I was younger, 13, 14, 15, I automatically was in a gang, automatically started street hustling and doing all this stuff. Just jumped right into the crime scene. Because literally that's all I knew. How to make money. Street money and do this and hustle game and all that. So I had to leave at 99 because I put myself and my family in danger. So I didn't want nothing to happen to them. As because of the things I was doing. Well, I first experienced homelessness when I was maybe 23 years old. I really didn't have no other place to go because I had done left mom's house. But the reason why I stayed on the streets, because I didn't want to go back into the gangs and fast money and all that good stuff. I didn't want to go back. So I had no other choice. I didn't have no other choice but to come up here to Wisconsin Avenue because I knew the guys that was up here that was homeless and they knew how to live on the street. I really didn't have nowhere else to go. I stayed on the streets for 6 years straight, about 6, 7 years straight. Friendship Place wasn't here yet. And they just started building this place, Friendship Place. And I just think Friendship Place just basically just helped a lot of people. The first night I experienced homelessness, I had to sleep on a slab of ice. It was very cold, about 23 degrees out, and it was cold. I didn't have the right gear on, and I basically almost froze to death that night. I experienced homelessness for at least about 15 years. And I just had to learn how to live on the streets. And over the years, during those years, I lived on the streets. I wasn't going to no shelters. I wasn't going to no programs. I just lived on the streets until Friendship Place was born. See, this place came, and when this place came, that's when I was still living on the streets, but things was getting better. I was getting support. This was basically my home here, from off the streets. When this opened up, I come sit, get my coffee, take a shower and stuff like that. And over the years, it just got better. It got better and better. It gave me more confidence to try to get off the streets. But at the same time, you get lost on the streets. See, this place probably was here for a while, but it still took a little time to get me going. I always worked because I have no problem working. I love to have a little money, honest money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went from riches to rags. So just having a little bit of money, enough money just to make it, I'm good with that. So I didn't ever have no problem not having nothing. Because the thing about it, I already had a lot. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the Welcome Center, I don't know where I'd be at right now. And that is just the God's truth, you know what I'm saying? So you have your food, the Welcome Center just give you a shower, they can wash your clothes, things that people need, especially if you are doing something, you got a job out there, you're trying to go on interviews. They used to give me clothes, dress clothes to go on interviews with. So I got my airport job from the Welcome Center. All my case managers end up being very caring, because you could tell the people that loves their job and love what they're doing. So Friendship Place is what helped me get my place. Now I have my own place. I have a 1-bedroom apartment uptown. I've been in there less than a year now. A year is coming up. It's still new to me. Transitioning, I'm still just can't believe I have my own place. Scary at the same time, but I'm happy. No problems.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Salters-Williams, and I am your co-host for this morning. I wanted to just thank you all for being here. We appreciate you all so much coming out. I'd like to introduce to you now our fearless leader, President and CEO of Friendship Place, Jean-Michel Giroux.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Michelle, for the great leadership you bring us on the board. I appreciate your support very much. I also want to thank Chairman Mendelsohn for being with us today. We appreciate your being with us, and we appreciate your support at the council. Thank you so much. We also had, but he had to go, Senator Michael Brown, who had just had to go. We have Commissioner Ed Comer, Honorable Alan Burstein, and Thaddeus Bradley Lewis. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you very much. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see the room so full. It's great to see the old friends and the new faces. Every breakfast brings us new friends, which is a wonderful thing. We really appreciate your support, and we're deeply grateful for your being here this morning. Through the years, support from friends and neighbors like you have made a tremendous impact and has allowed us to grow our mission step by step. As we saw the need, we could respond to it and act now, because in homeless services, you have to act now. People don't have time to wait, of course. I want to, first and foremost, also take a moment to acknowledge Andre, who has shared his story and unfortunately could not be with us this morning, but his journey through Friendship Place of rebuilding from homelessness to housing really was a remarkable one. And all of us who have worked at the Welcome Center know what a very special place it is, a place where you can just come in and get services right away. So we are really inspired by Andre and his journey, and thankful that he shared his story with us this morning. Later, because of the change of programs, we'll hear from two wonderful volunteers who have been with us since the beginning, and I just want to thank them in advance. Mary Gorman and Dick Schleicher will talk about how they, with a group of volunteers and neighbors, got the Welcome Center started. And in those days, it was not easy to set up a homeless services program in Upper Northwest, but these folks stuck to it and made things happen so we could get started and then grow from there. So we're deeply thankful. And you know, I always say that it's a sign of a really good place when your founders, 32 years into it, are still with you. So, I want to thank you for the founders. As we gather here today, we cannot help but reflect on the tragic events unfolding in Israel and wish for peace there, in Ukraine, and all over the world. Last year, Friendship Place helped 4,497 people rebuild their lives. That included 600 children, 750 veteran household members, and of course youth, marginalized members of the LGBTQ community, and moms with their children escaping domestic violence. And as you know, our work on anti-racism and LGBTQ plus inclusion has become a really important part of our mission. Our work moves me because we're passionate about what we do. We follow the trends, we develop solutions when we see the needs that I was talking about earlier. We put people first, we listen to people to develop our models, and we're looking with them for what will work. And I really appreciate that about our teams now at Friendship Place, since we've gotten pretty large at the regional level. And I'm impressed that year after year our teams come up with new creative solutions that make things work for people out there on the street. I'm also moved by my work because, as many of you know, I'm a homelessness family member. My brother experienced homelessness as a coincidence right here at the gate of Georgetown University many years ago. So I know the anguish of knowing that your loved one is on the street, that you don't know, because we were in France, how to help your loved one. And that feeling of hopelessness, and that's why I really am moved by our work and everything we do to help people. I'm happy to say that Daniel, my brother, just became a grandfather over the summer and is doing very well. This year marks the 30th anniversary of our little blue house, the Welcome Center on Wisconsin Avenue. You all know it, I hope, 4713 Wisconsin, across from the steak and eggs, we like to say. Everybody knows the steak and eggs. Okay. All right. 30 years of mission work, step by step, building the practices of reaching out to people on the street and of keeping the doors wide open to absolutely everybody who comes our way. And that's a wonderful thing, giving access to services to people who need them now, and just to welcome everybody. So as you'll hear from Mary and Dick in the next video, no one could have foreseen that a few meetings of caring neighbors and congregation leaders would lead to the critical work that Friendship Place is doing today at the regional level and with a national impact through best practices. Literally thousands of lives have been positively impacted through the selfless dedication of staff and volunteers, and thanks to the support of generous donors like you. So when people first come into the Welcome Center, they are greeted with warmth and kindness, a feeling of community from the beginning, a feeling of belonging. And this feeling can save lives. People find a respite, a haven away from the challenges of the street, the cold, the rain, the scorching sun in the summer, which is also very dangerous, we know that. Here they can receive mail, obtain crucial documents like social security cards, IDs, do their laundry, eat, rest, talk to people, make phone calls, use our address, access medical and psychiatric care, and reunite with their families if they wish to do so, and sometimes find a family of choice for the future. This is also where a case manager can seize the moment to begin the process of guiding each person towards services that will ultimately lead to stable housing. Every service at the Welcome Center is privately funded. This includes, of course, the street outreach work, where we dispatch a team of workers to all the neighborhoods around us to look for people who are living on the street. There, we, as we say, meet people where they are, no conditions. We provide essentials like food, water, weather gear to keep people safe. We lend a compassionate ear. We want to know, we want to understand, we want to know what brought the person there and how we can help them. We give people hope, link people to services at the Welcome Center so that even at this very lowest moment in their lives, people can envision stopping the downward spiral of homelessness and rebuilding their lives. The Welcome Center is truly a bridge from the streets to housing. We do more work at the Welcome Center. We get calls from all over the regions from families who are facing eviction, and we cut checks for them to keep them in place. We absolutely want to keep families in place. We want to save them from the agony of the last 90 days when the two parents at the dinner table don't know what's going to happen if they have to change neighborhoods and where the kids will go to school. We absolutely are set on that, and we're lucky to have the support to do that. We want to keep people housed, and we help people find jobs. And then finally, at the Welcome Center, we host a wonderful program started with some amazing moms before 30. It's a case management program for people 17 to 29. based at the center and linked to Reconnect, a street outreach program that covers the entire city. We go out looking for youth all over DC during the week. So as you can tell, the Welcome Center is a busy place. It's a wonderful place. It's a place of hope, of recovery, of rebuilding, thanks to your support. It's been an incredible 30 years with thousands of lives rebuilt, as I mentioned, and none of this would have been possible without your help. It's truly a community-based program. But the funds you're going to very generously, we hope, give us today, not only support the Welcome Center, they also go to part of Before 30, of course. They go to fill the gaps at Veterans First, in permanent supportive housing, at Valley Place, this wonderful short-term housing facility for singles in Anacostia, and at the Brooks for families and La Casa. Because there, the contracts cover certain things, the main things, but there are these extras that we need for people that make a whole difference that cannot be covered with public funding. And so this extra funding makes the whole work we do possible, and frankly, make the work of the staff a lot easier. So we appreciate you for that. Literally 10% of our budget this year, 2.6 million, will actually come from the community. So as you enjoy the rest of the program, I'd encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the impact of your generosity and on what your gift makes possible at Friendship Place. We have big plans, you know us, always big plans. This year we're going to open 2 youth programs, one for transitional housing, one for short-term housing. We will start next month. We're very excited. And then we are excited to have been entrusted to run the Aston, the new building that you're all hearing about in the news in Foggy Bottom. Capacity will be 190, 10 floors, 24/7, and it will fill another gap. It will be for families with adult children and for singles with very high medical needs. So we'll have a medical team in the building, which is wonderful. We're looking forward to adding this programming to this wonderful network that we have built in the city in DC, and we should be commended for that. I think as a jurisdiction, a lot of people are looking at what we're doing in DC with all the work that we've developed. And so here we are with these 2 or 3 projects, and I know that with you on our side, we can do even more in years to come. Thank you for your enduring support. Thank you for putting your trust in us. Thank you for making it so that we leave nobody behind at Friendship Place. Together, we are saving lives. Thank you.
I so appreciate the memories of the Little Blue House. I began my career here in DC working at Friendship Place right out of the Welcome Center. And so I can't even tell you what a special place the Welcome Center is, and the value that we get from being able to bring people in and to support them and to provide what they need every day. We also had a lot of fun there. So next we're going to have a video presentation featuring Dick Schleicher and Mary Gorman. So you can bring your attention to the video screen.
Okay, well, my name is Mary Gorman, and in the early 90s when we started Friendship Place, I lived right here in this house. And I met with a group of neighbors and friends who said the homeless population in Washington, D.C. needs help. We have a lot of homeless people in Upper Northwest, which a lot of people were trying to say that's not true, but it was true. And so we got together and we decided we needed to help.
My name is Dick Schleicher. I've lived in Bethesda, Maryland since 1972 and still live in that same house. I was aware of what was going on in the district, and being a member of the church that's in the district, we were watching very closely what was happening. The pastor, Frank Wade, was very active, and he set up a meeting at the cathedral up on the 7th floor in the auditorium there, and invited all the participants, community members, and the congregations and synagogues representatives to come and meet up there and talk about the homeless issue. And that sort of was a key to get everybody starting to work, like you were working on Connecticut Avenue, others were working on Wisconsin, looking at a place. Okay, we need this, a day resource center where people can come and get connected to services. And so that was the beginning of that, of the effort to find a place.
And how do you say we were trying to start a homeless services program without using the word homeless? And so I would get all these clicks, hang up, hang up, hang up. And that's what happened when we had to initially buy, because nobody would rent to us. And we bought the little place, the little blue house on Wisconsin Avenue. Part of the goal of Friendship Place and the Welcome Center was to have, for instance, if a homeless person was trying to get a job and had no fixed address, this was an address. 4713, was it?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Avenue.
Yeah.
They could get mail, they could get phone calls, and just the basic, coming in, get off the streets, get out of the rain, get out of the snow and the cold, and warm up with a hot cup of coffee and a sandwich.
And treated right.
Right.
And
Dignity.
respected with dignity.
When we first started this, we really had no vision that it would ever evolve into what it is today. Friendship Place has grown, hiring social workers to interview the people and find out what they needed and what their homeless situation was and what their support system was, and giving them health care, psychiatric care, just keeping track of what their issues were.
It's just a fabulous connection for the homeless, to make that connection and find something that meets their needs.
Thank you. Thank you to Dick and Mary for all they've done, and everyone else who founded the Welcome Center and Friendship Place. I'm excited to introduce to you our next speaker, Friendship Place participant, Anthony Kellum.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Friendship Place and everybody that donated to Friendship Place for helping a guy like me out. I was homeless for 8 years. They helped me with my health, getting my dentals, my glasses, everything. I was living in an abandoned building for like almost 3 years. People stealing my medication, plus I'm a diabetic. I was walking around like a zombie. I needed help so bad. I was glad that a friend of mine introduced me to the staff at Friendship. I'd like to thank Ms. T, sitting to my left, and the Friendship staff for helping me out get my life back together. I've been in my apartment for 4 years now.
sharing your story with us. Now I'd like to introduce to you another program participant, Curtis Robinson.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to Friendship Place, friends, neighbors, and all the staff. I want to thank y'all for being here today. And at the time, I was in a bad relationship, and I ended up homeless. And first of all, I want to thank Richard for helping me being the young man I am today. And when I stepped in the Welcome Center, the first thing I said to myself, I want to get myself straight. So I got all the resources, went to AimHire. The first thing I did was apply to 10 to 15 jobs in one day. And out of 2, they called me back. And one of those 2 was Kensington Healthcare Center and George Washington University. The next day, I stepped into George Washington University, and they hired me just like that. And now, as far as housing, now I live in the uptown Petworth area, Washington, D.C. I lived there for almost a year. And I've been happy ever since. And I want to thank all the donors. And I want to thank Friendship Place. And I want to thank AimHire for, helping me and getting me back on my feet again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony and Curtis. I promise you it's almost over. It's going to be really fast. I'm going to talk really fast, and then you can leave. Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I see all of your smiling faces, and I get more excited about this breakfast every year. This year, 2023, I'm especially psyched and proud to be chair of the Friendship Place Friends and Neighbors Breakfast, because I know it's going to be the best one ever. So what makes it the best? The program is so spectacular, even though it was a little longer. You watch, you listen, we hope that you catch the buzz, that you feel the love, and we just want you to feel that you want to give. And we appreciate you so much. My affiliation with Friendship Place began a lot of years ago with my brother Billy, as well as Jean-Michel's brother. His mental health challenges led to other struggles and countless hardships. He lived on the streets of New York City, not in Washington, D.C., so it was a little tougher to keep in touch and see what was really happening. He was a super talented musician. He was married. He had a beautiful child. But when his support system broke down, it was really tough. And watching someone that was really close to me firsthand, to see him lose his ability to work, his family support, standing in food lines outside in the cold. Sometimes he didn't have a safe place to sleep, to shower, medical issues without proper attention. I became very interested in helping others in similar situations. And luckily, I happened to stumble upon Friendship Place and the Little Blue House during that time. I fell in love with Friendship Place and their mission, and I immediately became a supporter. And if any of you in this room hear anyone here say, I love Friendship Place, you have to know that we all really mean it. So it's my honor today to ask you to join me in making a financial investment in this wonderful organization. I'm asking you to consider making a gift. If you do your pledge today to empower people to change their lives permanently, it's going to be matched. So if you possibly can do it today, that would be great. To help inspire you, I'd like to ask the Friendship Place, my iPad skipped. So the donors, the Legacy Society, and our superstar table host to stand up just for a second so that you can see all of the support that we already have in the room. Thank you so much. And for more inspiration, I'm excited to let you know that any gift or pledge payment of any amount that you make today will be matched dollar for dollar up to $90,000, thanks to a very generous matching challenge from several of our donors. Now I'd like the table host to please pass out the cards. Okay, cards are passed. Cards are passed. For anyone that's new that has a card, I'll go through it with you really quickly. You see we have champions of change. We have 3 different categories. You can give $10,000, $5,000, or $1,000 for 5 years. They'll keep families stably housed. We've got the $5,000, which will keep a family from homelessness to employment, helps people get back on track no matter what you do. And you may wish to break your pledges down to monthly portions. Bill and I do that. It just shows up every monthly. It's like you're not doing anything at all, and it's a great way to give. If you have a current pledge, go ahead and add more to it. Section C, you can give a one-time gift. While you're filling out your cards, everyone, one final important message. On behalf of the 4,400 men, women, and children that Friendship Place will serve this year, we sincerely thank each and every one of you for whatever gift you've chosen to make today. And we thank you most of all for taking time out of your busy life to be here to learn about and support Friendship Place. When you're done, please pass the envelopes back to the table host. Table host at the end of the program, please hand your envelopes to Chris Kerner, who will be waving her arms at the back of the room right over there. I'm going to turn the program back to Michelle to wrap up. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Marjorie. We are so excited that you all could come out today. On behalf of the executive team, the staff of Friendship Place, and the board of directors, I want to thank you for attending this morning and hearing about how you are going to help save lives this year. Thank you.